And welcome to Grandad's Reviews. Been a little while since my last video, but unfortunately life got in the way of YouTube, but we're now back. What I thought in this video, I'd just have a quick look at tripod heads, specifically what I've been using and what I've tried to use and the conclusion I've come to when I'm doing wildlife photography mainly, but one of the tripod's heads I also use when I'm doing video. So what we've got here, what I've really always been using up to now, is this video fluid head by Manfrotto. This is the MHX Pro TW. It's got a control for resistance here, two settings, showing small lens and showing a longer lens, which just tightens up the friction slightly. It also comes with a friction control on the side. Control that so I can go right off. I've got a nice control, or I can lock it right down. It's got swivel one, so I can let it right off. There's always some resistance, even with these right off. There's no where it's completely free, and with this one I can tighten it down and lock it off as well. It comes with this spirit level here to level everything up, and it's got the usual Manfrotto top. So I'm going to go out with this combination. When I'm filming, I can use it with the arm. Normally, if I'm going out doing photography, I'll just whiz this arm off. Bolt stays in. You can put it on either side if you wish. And then when I'm doing photography, I use it free like that. And pick whichever setting I want. Now it does have its disadvantages, and the main one being because it's not got a sliding plate here, you can't balance the actual camera on there. And if you do forget to tighten that up and you go for a coffee or pick another lens up or anything, as you can see, it'll slowly drop in either direction. So you have to remember to make sure that's locked off so it doesn't do that. But other than that, it's excellent. You can follow birds, you've got full fluid control. I had no problems with it whatsoever, and for filming it, it's wonderful. But when I go out with my colleagues who are big wildlife photographers, I've got a lot bigger lenses than these, they use something completely different. They use a gimbal head. So I was looking at getting one and obviously asking their advice, and what they use are hundreds of pounds. I mean, this fluid head is only like £90, but you were looking at, for the Benro heads that they were using, £200, £300, £400. I thought, that's a bit expensive. So I'll move that out of the way, make sure it's locked off. I found this gimbal head, and this is a gimbal head. I've put that extra plate on there. I'll just take this off. Comes with a normal Arca Swiss plate, which slides into there. And it has stops as well, it doesn't fall off. Now this I got off eBay for £29, and yeah, It's solidly made of cast aluminium. It's got a bubble level in the middle, and for some unknown reason a compass as well, but yeah, it's there. But right off the bat, when I got it, it had some major issues. This bit here that pivots was falling off, and the screw that's underneath here had stripped, so I've had to put a longer screw in to catch the threads at the bottom. But the main thing on this bottom bit is the bit it swivels on, and I should have kept it in bits to be honest, but I've glued that back down now, is just another lump of aluminium. So you got this aluminium shaft, and then it sits on a peg on here, but they were nowhere near matching, and this wobbled like mad. It was back, even now you can see the wobble that's on it, and all I've done is put some aluminium tape round it to lock it down. So you've still got movement there, but it does swivel, and I can tighten all that. All the tightening is a threaded rod straight the way through, just jams into it. So it's nothing special, but I can lock it off. I can loosen it. Now this bit, you can adjust the height, so you can balance your camera. So let's put a camera on it. So you can put a camera on it, and if you need to put this up or down to get it balanced, you can. If you had a lighter setup, but to be honest it doesn't make a lot of difference, because there's so much friction in this joint here. And inside this joint here, all there is another aluminium peg running in a plastic sleeve, and then right on this end there's a bearing. Now on the Benros and the more expensive ones, when you loosen this rod off, there's still spring pressure here keeping this arm against this arm, and there's a bearing in there that obviously it's a thing. Now all they've put here is a bit of foam to give you that pressure, which doesn't work. So when it's tight, yes, it's got resistance, but if you loosen it to get less resistance, you end up with that. It's just hanging off basically. Yes, you got less resistance, but not much less resistance because of this bending down. It's jamming against that. So for just over £20, is it worth it? Yes and no. It kind of does the job. You know, you can follow a bird as such. It does swivel. It doesn't drop like the fluid head. But I think it's a bit, you're going to be better off spending a little bit more money, because obviously this is going to wear and wear and wear, and eventually it's going to be unusable. I mean, the least I can get is that, with still some movement, but then you can't really move the camera very easily without it wobbling everywhere, so you end up holding the arm to move it rather than the camera. So I think spending a little bit more money would have been better. I did reach out to Newer to see if I can have one of their gimbal heads to try as a comparison against this, but they didn't respond. So what I might do is purchase more expensive or mid-range gimbal head and see what difference there is between this really cheap one and the other gimbal head. But to be honest, I think I'm going to stick with my fluid heads and just get another one of these. It's just as light as this. The weight difference is negligible, but it's more reliable. Alright, it's £90 compared to £29, but this is, yeah, garbage basically. You could modify it to work, but I think you were probably better off paying a similar kind of money as this for a mid-range one and see what it's like. So what I might do is see if I can pick a mid-range one up, similar price to this, and we'll do another comparison. But cheap gimbal head, no, not worth it. It kind of works, but not very well. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. If you want to be notified, hit that notification bell. Until next time, see you later.